Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to my podcast. It's so good to see you guys. Shout out to all of you for checking in and tuning in with your girl, Mommy So True. Wanting to hear what I got to say on today's podcast. Oh my gosh. Listen, y'all. I'm not even gonna, hold back. I'm going to go all the way in real quick. If you just give me a few minutes, I want to talk to you because this is so necessary to be brought up right now at this time where I'm at with my journey, with my career, with my platform on, just my experience and the knowledge that I have about narcissistic abuse, like the deep end of it, not just what the books are saying, not just what these psychologists are saying. Like, it's just like, if you lived it, you know certain things that other people really just don't know. And first of all, I'm super honored to be in your midst. I'm super honored to have other survivors and thrivers out there who are sharing this crazy experience with me, because you've been there, you've done that, and if you know, you know. I can't even stress that enough. If you know, you just know, man. You just know. You can't make up this stuff. I wouldn't even wish some of the pain of this on my worst enemy. That's just how bad it is. And I just want to take some time today to talk about the true catalyst of my healing. How I've gotten from being this girl in pain, this girl that was sad and hurting, to being this girl who is strong, this woman who is brave. I mean, the woman you all are seeing, Jennifer, this girl, Mommy So True, that you guys are seeing and witnessing, I haven't always been so free and so ready to share my strength. I also didn't understand why I've always been such a deep lover. I didn't understand my own heart my whole life. I'm like, why do I have such a big heart? Why do I love so large? My love is enormous. I mean, I have enough love to give a whole continent. Not saying I'm perfect or I'm godly or anything like that, but the purest form of love is what I've always been able to give. Even if the definition of love for me was not all the way healthy, I still always knew how to make people feel good. I always chose to make people feel good, not with any intention to have anything back or trying to manipulate people to do things for me, but just because it made me feel good to see someone happy. As empty as I may have felt, as broken and sad as I may have felt, I always wanted to see other people happy. That's what always made me happy. And I didn't understand why I was like that. I didn't understand why I always chose to be nice and why I always let my niceness turn into being easy. I didn't get it. And it's like I would get hurt, turn around and do the same thing with somebody else. Open up completely, let my guards down, just give them a big old benefit of a doubt, like they were just so angelic, even if they were telling me to my face that they were horrible. I can't tell you how many situations that I could have avoided had I took heed to these people telling me how dangerous they were. I've had exes who literally told me in the beginning, I'm not good. I've done a lot of bad to people. I've done this and I've done that. And I just sit there and look at them with my angelic little face like, it's okay. It's all right. God ain't judging you for that. Forgive yourself. Jesus loves you, looking ass, and it's so crazy because you guys, maybe a lot of you have missed this very part of my story where I've shared. I'm like, look, I've been on a healing journey for about maybe 9 years now. It really started for me in 2014, the year that I graduated college finally, after 6 years of just struggling as the first person in my family to go to college, taking care of my bipolar sister, living alone, just kind of maneuvering through life, working 2-3 jobs and school, just struggling a lot. For someone my age, looking back then, I was forced to be grown. I was forced to be an adult. I was forced to be a parent. And I neglected myself so much. And I also normalized doing for others was the only thing that made me happy. Like, I've normalized that. I normalized that if I wasn't someone's happiness, then I wasn't worth anything. And that was my life until I started taking my power back. The first thing that ignited my healing journey was me recognizing the patterns within my mother, which I've shared with you guys before, right? Love my mom. She's my mom. Learned a lot from her. I'm a lot like her in a lot of ways, but I've learned some things about her that I don't ever want to be like. And there's nothing wrong with that. I don't want the unhealthy parts that I've seen. I don't want to be like that. And if I've ever had any of that or seen it within myself, I'm wiping it away. I don't want no parts. I'm detoxing it. I'm getting rid of it. I'm therapying myself till I die if I have to, right? That's just how determined I've been to heal my life after going through just so much downs and toxic relationships. And I haven't had a lot of relationships, but I had enough to know that they haven't always been healthy. Thank God that when I started healing, that I started socializing, getting out more and being intentional with dating. And I've dated and had the opportunity to get to meet all types of different types of people and great people. I've met some great men in my life. But at the same time, the ones that I've chosen have always been the wrong ones, the bad guys. But the first catalyst of on my healing journey was me embracing that, my mom is not okay. She's really sick. And it's lingered down to my siblings, and I had to choose myself, and that meant cutting all of them off. When I say I cut my family off, my family is just my mother and my siblings. That's all I knew. As a narcissistic family in that cultish-like environment, she kept us away from family. Never really got to know real cousins, real uncles, real aunties. I'm calling people uncles and aunties who weren't even blood. And they were the ones who ended up, really kind of adding to my trauma growing up, So anyways, just realizing that life was just not good for me. Like, I had so much to offer. I was smart, intelligent. I could achieve goals academically. I can get a job, keep a job, work my butt off, pay bills. I could do all that. But when it came to internal happiness, I'm like, okay, what is it? And so leaving mom, I started a new life. Left Ohio, came to Georgia. And came to Georgia, dated a couple people, started learning more of myself, embracing the healing journey a little bit more. Really, I was individuating. I was finally getting to the place where Jennifer was learning Jennifer and embracing Jennifer because I had never really done that. In high school, I feel like I was always trying to learn myself, but from watching how other girls were and comparing their life with my life and trying to see if I could use my body and my looks to, get friends, keep friends. It was just crazy because most people always spoke on my looks and my mother was always focused on looks. So love was distorted. Self-love was distorted. I'm thinking it's about looks and image and stuff. And it's like, nah. So when I broke away, I'm learning more like, okay, my value, my worth has nothing to do with my books. My value, my worth has nothing to do with my looks. Has nothing to do with how big my booty is or how curvy I look or, it just no, even all the way down to friendships. I was not always a good friend to a lot of girls because in my mind, I thought friendship had a lot to do with competition. Like, we need to be dressed in a certain way or we need to. And it's like, even though I was thinking like that, it wasn't because in my heart that's what I believed. It was because that's what I saw. My mother was very cliquish and gossipy and all of that, right? So I escaped that cult. I started escaping that cult. By 2016, I'm in Atlanta, Georgia. New life, learning me, going through things. Long story short, I finally get to the place where I encounter this malignant narcissistic man who I've told you guys I married. I actually started my YouTube channel because I wanted to start a family channel. That's where I was in life. I'm like, look, I'm buying a house, I'm getting married, life is changing. My sister had discarded me a couple years prior to that because life had changed. She just couldn't take the new me. She couldn't take what I was doing, what I was on, where I was going, and it's okay. Like, that's fine. All of this has been part of the journey, you know. And so I married this malignant narcissist, started this YouTube channel, not realizing what was really happening in my life. At the time, I'm thinking, oh, you know, this is me and this partner of mine, and I'm starting this new life. I'm starting my own family, blah, blah, blah. I started the channel. I posted maybe 3 or 4 videos of me and him in our life. And then things got so bad at home that I did not get on YouTube for about a year. Actually, it was exactly a year. Within that year that I did not post about him and our marriage, I was going through extreme hell. And I have a video on my YouTube channel for those of you listening to this podcast that want to hear a little bit more in depth about my journey in this marriage. It's entitled, I Married a Demon. I think that's what it's entitled. Go check that video out. And a lot of you may relate to this and that experience. But between the violence, between his insecurities, between the negativity, the projection, the packing up and leaving, the back and forth, I want to be married, I don't want to be married, went through 2-3 wedding rings within 2-3 months, you know, defending myself, going to jail because of him and him playing victim when police arrived, taking care of his family, spending all of my money and he not spending really nothing on me, him setting me up for just financial disaster because he really had nothing, which I knew he didn't have much coming to the table. But the plan was, of course, which is future faking, right? The plan was we're going to establish and evolve together. I wasn't rich. I was just working on my life. I was 31, I think, when we met. And he was a year under me. So, you know, that just went crazy. And the crazier it got with him and the more I noticed the cycle, I realized that I was going through the same cycle of abuse that I experienced with my mom, that I experienced in prior relationships. And I was on a healing journey already before him. So he was a major catalyst in me now finally giving back to other survivors and thrivers by sharing my story, by allowing myself to be fully confident, embracing who I am, loving on myself, caring for myself, taking myself serious, and just really taking self-love and self-care to a whole nother level has been life-changing and transformative. And now what I do now, the things that I say, the things that I share, I'm so intentional about everything I do on my platforms because it took for me to go through all of those experiences. And then that major one, because my heart had been so longing for that type of partnership and I was deceived into thinking that was it and almost lost so much, but didn't lose myself. God being so good, I had already learned so much about loving myself prior to that demonic experience, what I like to call it, that I was able to pick myself up, identify it, and leave. That marriage did not last, not even 6 months on a physical aspect, because I could not settle. I would not take his BS. My boundaries grew stronger and stronger. Every time he left, which is that discard, every time he created an argument to leave, to go be with someone who he knew he probably should have been with because she was more naive. She was less confident, very broken girl with other children, with other men. She was that type of girl, and I was way opposite of that. I was just on a different scale when it comes to value and quality. And I had to see that, you know what? This is what life is. Learning your power, learning your true self and having a true sense of self And knowing the light you carry and being able to embrace it fully and walk in it unapologetically, that's life. Because we're going to deal with evil people. We're going to deal with mean people. We're going to deal with people who have ill intentions. But if we're true to ourselves, we always come up on top. And that motivates me to do what I'm doing. And that's why I wanted to take this moment to kind of, fill you guys in any gaps of my story. And as time goes on, you'll hear more. You'll understand why I'm on this journey now and what my vision truly is and why I encourage you guys to thrive. And I love that word so much. I really want to get a tattoo that says thriver or thriving. I don't know. You guys know I'm a tattoo girl. And that was even part of my healing journey. One day I just woke up and I was like, man, I want to do everything that I've never been able to do without feeling judged, without feeling like I'm going to burn in some hell, lake fire, whatever. Like, I was like, I don't care. I want to do me. I have so much pain inside that I'll never be able to do much about. I just got to live with. A lot I've healed from. A lot just kind of sits there. It will never heal. It's like a wound that'll never heal. I just have to clean it, keep it clean, change the Band-Aid, keep it from getting infected, right? Because some of our wounds are deep. People will never understand. A therapist will never understand. There's not enough counseling in this world that'll get us past some of our deepest pains. To me, one of those is that mother wound. Some people have a father wound. It starts with that. I'm just so blessed that those development years of my life, I was not around my abusers. I wasn't introduced to them yet. And I think that's what kept me from becoming someone with NPD myself. I was away from all of that until after 6 years old. And that was God's protection. My goodness. But I'm here to help you tap into your healing journey. I'm here to help you know that you're not crazy, you're not by yourself, and that you will be okay. And that if you continue to pour into you, you can't lose. You won't lose. I love you, and I thank you so much for listening to me. I just wanted to tap in and share with you what has brought me to this Mommy So True that you all hear and that you all see now. I want to encourage you to keep on fighting for yourself. Keep on learning yourself. Keep on growing. And keep on thriving. I'm here for you with so much love, so much compassion, and so much grace. Until next time, beautiful people. Bye, guys. Take care of yourselves.